want to get back to our coverage of the passing of Congressman Connolly. We want to toss now to our Representative Jennifer McClellan. She's joining me to talk about the passing of someone she calls her friend as well as a colleague. Thank you so much for joining me today, and also my condolences to you.
Thank you.
So I saw the post that you put online. What lessons, you mentioned that he was a friend and a mentor. What lessons did you learn from the congressman?
I think the biggest lesson was, first, just be your authentic self. The Gerry Connolly you saw, whether it was on the House floor, in committee, chairing a committee, out in the community, in his home, was the Gerry Connolly. He was the same no matter who you were, whether you were a president or a pope or a elevator operator, a police officer, a teacher, a kid. He was the same. And he really embodied the idea of servant leadership, putting his faith in action, fighting for those who couldn't fight for themselves, fighting for our democracy, fighting to ease pain whenever he saw it. But doing it all with that Irish twinkle in his eye. I don't think I ever saw Gerry without a smile in his eyes, even if he didn't have a smile on his face because he was in the middle of a very serious moment. He always had a spark of joy in his eyes, and that's who Gerry Connolly was.
And in your social media post this morning, you said he passionately provided a voice for the voiceless as he sought to ease any suffering that he saw. What in particular were you referencing there?
So many things. I mean, I think the most recent, as the Trump administration started to traumatize our federal workforce, as the ranking member of the Oversight Committee and as a member of the Virginia delegation, and we have the second highest number of federal workers, many of them couldn't fight for themselves, couldn't speak on their own behalf, were afraid to speak on their own behalf. And he fought for them, holding a roundtable with organizations that represented them to see how we could be helpful, leading the charge against the Trump administration on the trauma. They're putting our federal workforce in trauma is the last example that I saw. But, he would, I can't help but think of him today because he passed while the House Rules Committee was taking up a budget that will, cause millions of Americans and hundreds of thousands of Virginians to lose their health care, to lose food benefits, taking the food out of the mouths of hungry children. And Gerry would be right there in the middle of the fight, railing against that. And if he could, he would have been sitting in that Rules Committee fighting back against that. And his voice is very much going to be missed right now.
Yeah, I know that will be one less vote, so the battle becomes even tougher. How do you think Congressman Connolly will be remembered?
I think as the embodiment of a servant leader, and I have to say, Gerry Connolly loved Northern Virginia. And when we first started really talking, and I was a state senator and representative from the Richmond area, thinking about running for statewide office, he made clear that I'd have to prove to him that I care about and know about and love Northern Virginia. And I was lucky enough to prove to him that I did. But sitting with him on the House floor, he loved Fairfax County. He loved Virginia. And he loved this job, being able to put his faith into action to help his friends and his neighbors, because he took to heart his Savior's message about loving thy neighbor. And every single day he put that love into action for the people of Northern Virginia and the Commonwealth and our country.
And I think the members of Northern Virginia definitely felt that love as he was reelected so many times to office. Thank you so much for joining me, Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And reaction keeps pouring in on social media from local legislators. Virginia Senator Mark Warner called Connolly a friend for more than 35 years and a person that you wanted in a foxhole with you for a fight. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine says, my friend Gerry Connolly was one of a kind, a public servant who never shied away from fighting for Northern Virginia and our country. And Governor Glenn Youngkin, he posted this: we are deeply saddened by the passing of Congressman Gerry Connolly. His decades of public service reflect a deep commitment to Virginia. Suzanne and I send our heartfelt prayers to his family, friends, and those who mourn his loss. We're going to hear from Senator Chris Van Hollen in just a short while. We're working to get connected with him, but we're going to take a quick break right here.